Everyone has a friend in each stage of his life, but only a few are lucky to have the same friend in every stage of their life. The Catholic Charismatic Renewal TV पळयणाऱ्यांनो नमस्कार आणि मायेमोगाचो येवकार आयच्या कार्यावळीक जाचें नांव आहा गोल्डन ब्रिगेड. ह्या कार्यावळीन आमी तुमच्या मुखार हाडटात जोडयो जेणे आपलें जिवीत आपल्या सांगातीक भेटयलां. 10 वर्सां 20 वर्सां 30 वर्सांनी पूण 50 वर्सां वयर आनी असलीच जोडी आयज आमचे मदें आसा. Yes, marriage is very interesting and it can be called by various names. When we get married, we are called husband and wife. Thereafter, we become father and mother. As the children grow up, we become their friends and ultimately the grandparents. So once you're married, you're always married. And there is a beautiful saying in Portuguese, casado e gozado, which means wedded and bedded. Brothers and sisters, this relationship never grows old. It remains young and vibrant with wonderful memories of the gone by years. In this relationship, there is no blood connection, yet we use this relationship to begin a new bloodline. In this relationship, we learn to cry, to smile, and to share our life together. To such an extent that even you can get up in the middle of the night and share your feelings to your spouse, and your spouse will ever be ready to listen to you and to console you. That is the main reason God, in God's eyes, this relationship is holy and everlasting. What God has bound, no man should divide. Today we are blessed with a wonderful couple who are not only beautifully led their life for 50 years, but also they have led a life together professionally. Come, let's go and meet them. So we have with us Dr. Carmo Gracias, who is a gynecologist, and his wonderful better half, Fernanda Gracias. So we have right here this couple, and I welcome you all.
Welcome.
So, Doctor, you all are married for last 50 years. It's a long time, a privileged opportunity that you had. Could we begin with the beginning of your married life? How did you come to know your better half?
Yeah, see, I used to see her in the Fatima convent, which was a school situated bang opposite my hospital, where I used to go as a young medico. And there I used to see this young, bubbly, little plumpy, plump girl, sports girl, you see, very friendly with everybody. And then I used to think, our priest used to say in the church, love thy neighbor. So that was working in my mind. And also what happened is that I was not always in Goa, so I could spy on her only when I used to come from Belgaum, where I was studying. And that's how it went on.
All right. See? And Fernanda, how it all started for you, and from where were you? Because he saw you in the Fatima convent, which is close to his hospital.
I don't know, but I used to see a handsome medico moving around, and I would look at him. But I was just 13 years old.
Oh.
So it didn't strike me that it would lead me to a marriage. So that was the relationship.
So basically, observing each other, you all came to know, and therefore this marriage, I can say, is not a proposal but a love marriage.
It was a love marriage arranged by God before the beginning of time. And in the fullness of time, Carmo proposed and it clicked. And it took 10 years.
Okay,
Before we got
by
married.
13 plus 10 became 23 years by the
Yes.
time you got married.
Yes.
So for a long time.
Sometime.
And so by observing and then you all started meeting each other.
We were very strict. My mother was very strict. Even if I met him, she'd see that she was with us. So that was at old school.
In this 10 years as this was going on, what are the qualities, doctor, you found about her that attracted you the most?
Yes, the qualities were because she had a large group of friends,
Outgoing type of person.
outgoing person, and always helping others, and guiding them if they had any problem at that young age. So that attracted me a lot.
She was also looking very attractive, I suppose.
Yes, of course, of course.
And what are the qualities that you look forward? Did your parents ever tell you what kind of a husband you should have in life?
No. As I told you, he was very handsome, dashing young medical. Yeah. He was a tennis player. When we went to the BPS club, I saw him playing tennis.
Oh, macho.
And that melted me with all his charms.
So you knew that he was a doctor.
No, he was going to do his medical school. He was in the medical school when I met him.
So ultimately, 10 years thereafter, you all got married. Yes. How was your marriage preparations? Was it a very elaborate one? Were both the big families? From where do you come?
I come from Margao.
From Margao itself. All right. So he's also from Margao, from Borda, and you're from which part of Margao?
Margao city.
Margao city. So marriage took place. Thereafter, he was a professional doctor. You started working in your own hospital, or you worked in another hospital?
No, in our own hospital.
Own hospital.
Yes.
All right. So, as a couple, he is a professional doctor. As a couple, how did you complement his professional life?
I decided that I had to stand by my man any way I could. So with my father-in-law and with him, I learned a lot. But I could not officially work. So I had to go through a diploma from Bombay, where I could officially work with him. And I used to help him in the OPD, assist in all surgeries. Deliveries. And I think he could tell you about the deliveries.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
She started assisting me since I didn't have help in surgeries, management of the OPD. My father was old, and she took it very nicely. And with the diploma which she had in her hands, she could do everything without any problems.
This was after how many years of marriage that you began to assist him?
maybe, no, after marriage, he had not done his post-graduation. He went to Nagpur to do his post-graduation. So during that time, I continued to be as a teacher. He taught in 2 schools. When he came back, when I started learning, then doing my diploma, I started helping him fully.
After doing a certified course?
Certified course.
Yes. Now, Fernanda, can you tell me, you were helping him in this profession, but when did the Lord come into your profession?
Oh, to start with, actually, I am brought up in a Catholic family, no doubt. But I remember in 1985, he was going on a holiday with my eldest son. And I met my friend and I told him, I'm very worried. I said, I'm going to manage the hospital on my own. He said, why are you worried? You come in the morning to church in Loyola. You come with me. And I started going to church in 1985, attended the Eucharist. Till today, I think I've not missed the Eucharist except maybe during pandemic. But now, even from the 2nd August 2021, I go for 7 o'clock Mass in Borda Chapel and 6 o'clock Mass in Holy Spirit Church. Because I don't have much work. I'm not working any longer. So I said, might as well pray for the world, which needs my prayer. So one Mass I attend for me And the second is, Lord, this is for the world, the Holy Spirit.
And
That brought me because I was going to be alone. And my friend told me, you are never alone. Just come on. You are next door to your house, is next door. Come with me. And I started. It was exactly, I remember,
85.
December 1984, to be precise.
And when did you join the Catholic Charismatic Group?
Then I joined, there was a group that came with Father, I don't remember his name. In 1985, I joined there. And there, in 1986, I joined the prayer meeting full. I remember my youngest son, Emmanuel, was born. When he was 5 days old, I took him for the prayer meeting.
All right. So, what are the highlights, Doctor, of your profession when you worked together? Some highlights that you can remember.
Yes.
Which both of you were there.
Yeah. Of course, see, now what happens is that when I started taking her for deliveries, surgeries, etc., especially the deliveries, and most of the patients eventually started asking only for her for delivery, because they were so much mesmerized by her conduction of the delivery and health. And because what happens with us, we are sometimes a little bit rough, and she was very kind to them and all. So eventually 90% of the deliveries were being conducted by her.
All right. So as doctor says that the patient preferred you, what was the secret that you would do to make the patient like this?
I used to pray with them, and I used to see that I followed some bad manners, like when I used to touch them, push, I used to be very gentle. And they remember, one of them told me, ma'am, I kicked you and I know that you fell under the labor table, but you got up and you gave me the gentle touch.
You understood the situation.
And I realized that a gentle touch was very important because they are not under anesthesia. They are very aware of what is happening. Under anesthesia, you can handle them anyhow. You can give them a slap.
Yeah.
Here, I had to be, and I had lots of patients. I don't know how. I sometimes look at me and I wonder how I had the patients. Sometimes it was 24 hours work, day and night, because they only wanted me to be the main was they used to feel that the presence of God.
So the presence of your wife in your profession enhanced you all in a big way.
Yes.
You are into the renewal. You do your prayers before you do any procedure.
Yes.
Yes.
What about your husband, doctor?
No, let's be honest. I remember I used to start praying in tongues during surgery, and he used to tell me, what are you muttering? I'm praying to God. What are you praying to God? We are in the world. Don't start praying, thinking of heaven.
Be in the present.
Be in the present. And I used to tell him, what does it matter to you? I'm helping you. And it took me 10 years to convince him that without Jesus and without Mother Mary, the world will never be at peace.
So, doctor, you understood when she used to speak in tongues.
Yes.
Because to a common man,
course.
it is all dabbling of words.
Yes, of course.
Like a small
She tell me,
child who does
stop.
not
He used
use
to tell me,
as the
stop
power
that
of
nonsense.
language.
Stop that nonsense.
Now I do that myself.
Now he does.
Yes.
I do myself, and this practice of praying before surgeries, before deliveries is so very important, and it is so interesting that my non-Catholic doctors will not operate or give anesthesia till I go and pray. They say, doctor, we need your prayers. Otherwise, we are not going to give you the anesthesia.
So ultimately, you operate, but God is using your hands.
Correct.
Yes.
You treat and you
Yes.
heal and cure,
Yeah.
but God's hand is there in this.
Correct.
All right. So, doctor, that's wonderful that you all had led a wonderful profession together. How have you all been spending your life in compassion and love towards the needy and poor?
Yeah.
Which I would start with your profession to say that many times patients that come to you
Yeah.
for the procedures that you do, may not have sufficient money to pay you. In such a situation, how do you handle? So, explain to me, doctor, your life of helping the needy and
Yes.
the most compassionate ones.
Yes. Would you like to say your outreach program?
No, now for example, if the patient cannot afford, we write on the case paper to start with, NC means don't charge. So whoever examines them, the patient is not charged because we already found out that they cannot afford to pay. And for delivery, we will not charge them our professional charges. But they have to pay the anesthetist
Yeah, those are
and
And the medicine.
and medicine. Even room we do not. Anything that we are going to gain, we do not charge.
So this compassion from your heart came in your life, in your professional life. At which stage was it there earlier or it came later
Oh, it
on?
was from my mother.
Ah.
From day, my God, my mother, if she said 10 rupees, she would give all 10. I remember when we used to have parties, as soon as we got married, my mother used to tell me, why are you spending that money? Give that money to me, I will give it to the poor. I used to tell her, what's wrong, money? We're just married, let's have a function. No, 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 don't have the function, give that money to me, I will give it to the poor.
So that is what you learned
and
from your parents, your
my
mother.
mother, my mother.
See, there is a saying which goes, if you have your hair on your head, it looks beautiful. But if the same hair falls in your soup, it embarrasses you. So, in your profession, there might be certain types of patients who might have come to you in an embarrassed situation. In the sense, there are young ladies who would approach you who are expecting and pregnant but are not married.
Yes.
In such a situation, normally any professional doctor would ask your consent to terminate life. Now, life is given by God and only God can take it away.
Correct.
You may be a doctor and you may be able to do those things. But do you have ways and means to take care of the situation, especially rape cases
Yes.
or any other cases which are unwed mothers? Because ultimately life has to be protected.
Yes. Would you like to
Yeah.
say?
Would you like to tell?
Yes, you know why? When patients would come for abortions, we would tell them, we don't do. And they would go. Then I thought to myself, how can I help them? Then I started talking to them, asking them what happened, why now. And still I was not happy. And they would go. Then I thought to them, then I spoke to him and I said, why don't we look after them for some time? So we started looking after them till about 16 weeks, till the shape was hidden. After that, we used to send them to Nationala at Aldona. And there the nuns would look after them. They would keep the mother for 1 month and give the choice to the mother either to take the child or officially give it to them
For adoption.
for adoption. We never delivered them because of the legality.
So they do there in
Yes,
Aldona,
officially.
all those things. But you all guide them towards this.
Yes.
Center.
We send them to the center,
Yeah,
and they
this-
all go to that center.
This would happen to any religious.
Any,
person?
any religion.
Yeah. And did you all do this type of cases many times?
Of late, no.
Ah.
Because I've realized that of late, all the doctors are doing the abortions. You go to the pharmacy, you get tablets.
I know.
So they don't come to us.
Yes, many times when this can happen even to married couples when
Yeah.
they are not interested in the
Yes.
at that point of time, they go to the pharmacy and they say,
So easy.
give me a medicine. In your advice, you are also advise them not to go through this procedure of taking medication.
No,
And-
but they don't come to us of late.
They
Either
know
the
that we
doctors
don't.
are doing the abortions or they're going to the pharmacy and the pharmacist gives them.
But in your profession, since you all met the Lord, abortion has no place.
No
place.
place at
We
all.
don't-
Even my son who is walked in now, young man, no abortions.
No abortion, no sex detection.
No.
All right. Doctor, have you ever come across couples that had no children
Yes.
and helped them?
Yes, that is known as the infertility cases which come to us. So we advise them some, after doing their various tests, we only do the initial procedures like the giving tablets for ovulation. If the wife is not ovulating, if the husband's count is less, we give them tablets for his sperms to increase.
And do you all do in vitro
No,
fertilization?
we don't do that thing, IVF and all those things, because the church absolutely forbids that those things for us. You see.
Yeah. Why?
IVF, because they say that it is like manufacturing. You know, this in vitro fertilization means producing a embryo on the table. You see,
And implanting them
and
in vivo.
implanting it into vivo. So when I wrote to them, when I wanted to do this, I wrote to them in Rome, and they sent me a big letter that is like producing a baby in a petri dish on a table, which the God does not want. But now various modalities are coming in Rome where the fertilization is done
In
by,
vivo.
by putting the egg from the mother and the embryo in the tube and fertilizing in the mother's tube,
In the womb.
which is accepted by the church. But well, this may be difficult. And
Now, what was the Pope's teaching
Yes.
about IVF
Yeah.
was that the mother is forcefully stimulated to do multiple
ovulation,
and
correct.
thereafter all the ovules are
fertilized.
and the best ovule is selected
Yes.
and implanted
Washed.
inside.
Correct.
Which means that the rest of the fertilization
Are thrown in a waste basket.
and life already begun, which was destroyed. which
That is known as
not
throwing.
permittable.
It is.
Yes.
It is like saying throwing in the waste paper basket. The remaining egg
Yes.
are thrown in the waste paper basket.
Because life is given only by the God,
Correct.
the Creator, and He
Yes,
has the right
correct,
to
correct.
take it off.
Correct.
In your compassion and in the reach out to the society, what are the social works do you all do?
Yes. So we have various outreach programs. Number one is giving food to the needy and to the beggars, etc. On Sundays, it is known as a kitchen.
Sunday kitchen.
Sunday
Sunday
kitchen.
kitchen.
Sunday kitchen.
This you all do every day.
Every day for 25 years.
For 25. Every Sunday.
Every Sunday. For 25 years.
And how many beggars come?
About 250.
250
50.
beggars. And in case one more extra comes,
You will be surprised. God always
provides.
It's very interesting. You see now, before the endemic, we used to supply them with a plate, with rice, chicken, mutton, dal,
And we used to serve
egg,
them.
and we used to serve them, like like Jesus said.
Style of Jesus.
But after this pandemic, we are giving them in packets. So they come and we give them the packets, and that's it. You see.
Yeah.
Secondly, also we have this place outside our hospital, and they all sit there, and you'll be surprised. I had put a small shed for them, so that the rainy season they would still sit and eat. But some of the neighbors complained to the police and all, and we had to remove the shed. So, but what is so much interesting is that
Miracle.
on Sundays between 12 and 1
Yes.
and 1:30,
It never ends.
it never rains.
For last 25 years. It never
Last
rained.
25
The
years.
intervention of the hand of the Lord.
It never rained.
When
Never
you do
rain.
good things, there are a lot of people to object to you, but He has His ways to help.
It never rains.
Unbelievable. Huh? Unbelievable.
You see? It's
And we
very-
never had to take them inside the hospital. Patients would have complained. So they
So
eat.
you did your social service in the best possible
Yes,
way.
and
Yes.
you won't imagine, after half an hour, you didn't even know that anybody had visited.
They
It
would
was,
clean themselves.
it was the two sides of the, it was a garage. And then suddenly the municipality decided to build a footpath outside the hospital.
I saw that near the.
So they would sit there. That's what I'm saying. It was never saying, oh my God, what are we going to do now? Food was always there. Another thing is that in the beginning, I used to do most of the expenses. Today, I can give only one Sunday meal. There are people who book the meals. For 6 months, there is booking done by a gentleman, a group of them would do that. So they have to go to him and say, oh, I want in month of July, on this Sunday, please give me.
So for this good work of yours, I'm sure there will be good people who come forward to help you all also.
Good, very good. I won't mention the name, but there's a lady who is extremely rich. But she comes to wash the plates, and from day one till the pandemic, she always came to wash the plates. And I'm sure in a house, she must be having 20 people to wash the plates. But she always.
So some
it is
gesture.
gesture, and with so humility and so much of simplicity that you don't even know that she is doing it. Washing the plates. And I remember telling her, do you want gloves? She said, no.
So sometimes we get some acts of people which we least expect somebody would do, you know.
Yes, this
So
is one.
This is what we are created for, to reach out to others and to have compassion with others.
Yes.
Fernanda, tell me about your loving family and how you raised your family in this atmosphere of profession that you all were busy in.
We are
Doctor
20.
also?
We are
Yeah.
20.
You all were 20.
We are 20. That is my 5 children with their 5 spouses becomes
10
10. And I've got
grandchildren.
8 grandchildren, so becomes 18, and 2 of us 20.
Can
Plus,
you, tell
plus we
me
have lots of pets and they're not
about
included.
your family, what are their names and how many children and what are they doing now?
Yeah, my eldest was son, Shailesh, who is in London. He's working, he's married, he's got one son, brilliant son, top in mathematics, and getting special coaching from the school because he's so good in maths. So they are giving him extra coaching because of this in London. And it's a Catholic school, and they're supposed to come to Goa for 1 month's holiday. Then
You have another son.
another son is the younger one, Emmanuel.
Second one is
Second one is Sonali,
Sonali.
my daughter
What is
Sonali.
your son's name, elder son's name?
Shailesh.
Shailesh. Then Sonali.
Sonali, who is married to Xavier, who has got 3 children,
All right. Sons.
1 son and 2 daughters. Son is in US in a university, daughter also is in the university, and the youngest one is also a daughter who is studying in Goa.
Goa.
After Sonali.
Third is Shaheen, who is a pathologist,
Physiotherapist.
physiotherapist. She's in Goa. She's also married. She's got 2 sons.
Is he practicing?
Physiotherapy, yes. And we've got 2 sons who are absolutely musicians, top of the line. They are violinists. They learn, they play violin, they play piano, and sportsmen. And
So
they
all
are
the great qualities from their grandparents.
the grandparents.
She was a
Yes.
sportswoman.
Yeah. Then the 4th one is Shivon. Shivon, she is a pathologist. She's got her laboratories here. She is married. She has got 2 sons. No, 1 son and 1 daughter. And the 4th one and the 5th one is Dr. Emmanuel. He's a gynecologist.
He's practicing in
He is
hospital.
practicing in our hospital. He has been trained in Germany. Then he took training in France. And so he's a specialist in this laparoscopic surgery.
Wonderful. So, Fernanda, was it very difficult to bring up 5 children?
No, I had very good staff, but I still feel that I neglected giving my time to them because
Because of their profession?
yes, neglected. And I've seen my children now must have missed that because I see them giving 10 times more time to the children.
Yeah.
I realize that what they didn't get, they're giving to their children.
All right, so wonderful to know everything about your life, and more wonderful is to know that you all dedicated the life of each other for last 50 years. What message would you like to give to the new generation who are getting married? You see, today people they don't know, nobody knows when they get into marriage, nobody knows when they get out of marriage, and what are the reasons I don't know, but there must be thousands of reasons why you all stay together. So, could you give us a gist of what would you advise this young couple? Fernanda.
I remember Father Rufus telling us at the retreat, accept the unacceptable. There is no compromise in a marriage. You have to take that person the way that person is, but you can change, give extra love, and changes will take place. But don't have plans, high plans that, oh, if he's this way, I'm going to get married. And then what happens if you do that? Then you go into feeling sadness. So unconditional acceptance and love leads to transformation. That was my...
That is your message that you would like.
Yes, I would like
And
to...
I would like to add, unfortunately, they all believe in these storybook romances and soap operas. You see, they are taken up by them. And number two is that they think everything can be done in 2 minutes, like 2-minute noodles. You see, they have no patience in everything. If they are angry or if they have a fight, they immediately go to the lawyer and divorce themselves, you see. So that's the thing. So my advice to them is that you have to have a lot of patience, you see, because there is no shortcuts in life. You see, everything, even if you plant a rose plant, it's not going to give you roses immediately.
You have to work on it.
You have to work on it, and there is a lot of patience and give and take. That's the most important thing.
That's beautiful. On this note of this wonderful advice from our Golden Brigade couple, I would like to say once again that married life is not an easy one. But nevertheless, there is a saying that marriages are interesting. But if they were not interesting, then widows and widowers will never get remarried. And for this couple who have spent 50 long years together, I'm sure they must have learned the secret of married life. And there are only 2 secrets that I always tell. The first one is have a good sense of humor and a very short memory. On this note, I thank you everyone for your wonderful vision of this program on CCR TV, and we look forward for more such programs of the Golden Brigade to come. Thank you. I am Jesus Ribeiro.